Scrafton, massive. 2,000 atmospheres. Legion, Fallen Legion versus LunaZeta. It's our Protoss player in the top right. And 2,000 atmospheres, of course, is underwater. So, you know, we see little shoals of fish and stuff. You might see the odd whale, which I always quite like. LunaZeta as... why is there nothing in the production tab for Legion? Why? I saw you, Legion. I saw you. Don't think you can get away with that. That production tab was empty for time just then. That's made me forget what I was going to say now. Anyway, gas first from LunaZeta, so maybe we're going to see like a really quick Reaper, but there's no barracks building. Okay, there is none. So yeah, sometimes as a Terran, maybe you, okay, double racks. Maybe you throw down the gas before the barracks, and if you do that and you saturate the gas, there's only 2 in gas here. If you saturate the gas, then when the barracks finishes, you've got enough gas to build a Reaper. Now, as it goes, LunaZeta will have enough gas to build a Reaper as soon as the barrack. Wait, what is this? Okay. If this starts to build a reactor, this used to be a popular build. The sort of double racks, one with a tech lab, one with a reactor. Get combat shield, pump out some units, go across the map and dominate. So it looks like this is lining up to be some sort of early aggression. Otherwise, why such fast gas? I don't really get it. But I could be wrong. You can never be sure that what you're seeing means what it normally does. If this was a pro game, I would say, yeah, the tech lab, the reactor, let's go. There's going to be a push. But this is not a pro game. So the probe does not get in. A little bit of probe. Just let's see that again. I love it. Well, it's already dead. Did I not go back far enough? I want to see the probe. Where are you, little dude? The probe comes across to do some scouting and gets shot to bits. And because we're under the ocean, this poor probe's smashed up corpse is going to float upwards towards it. Look at it go. Woohoo! With a little bubble trail behind it. Look at it. Look at it there. Fantastic. Anyway, that's why I like 2,000 atmospheres. Although sometimes it can be quite distracting, especially against like Zerg and stuff. You get like roach parts just coming up in your face in the middle of a battle, and you're like, what the hell is happening here? I can't even see. Anyway, important thing is the worker didn't get in, so doesn't see the tech inside the men. What it did see was that the command center here was finished, but you know, at the 4-minute mark, you got to expect that. Although on the flip side, if you saw that there wasn't a command center there or it wasn't finished, then you would be like, all right, okay, that's a very late expo, something is coming to kill me. I'm not so sure LunaZeta is lining up to push across the map very early. Does have a reasonable army lead at present, and with the 3 marauders in here, that army does actually pack a bit of a punch. Concussive shell and combat shield done, so I'd really like to see this get across the map and get aggressive. Now, with that said, there is a shield battery, there is double cannon here at the front door. Where are these guys going? They're just checking stuff out, just looking for stuff. I don't mind looking for stuff. Looking for stuff is fine. Don't know about sending 5 zealots. Normally a little earlier than that, you send a worker down in that direction. Check for something like a proxied factory. Check for something like maybe a proxied starport even, or indeed, you know, if it was proxy racks, it would be in your base already. You would already know. So a bit late to be checking for that. Observer going to fly across the map. We're going to have a little peek about. And that's a good thing. I like what I'm saying. You know, scouting is important in StarCraft. Often we see people lose to things that aren't necessarily a particularly powerful push, but they just don't know that it's coming, and so they lose to it. So, you know, frequently, if you know that something is coming, you can prepare for it and you can kill it. So this observer, literally, 2 observers in now, literally sees everything. What generally is useful to do is to turn this into, is it sentry mode or something? I don't really know what it's called. It's got a mode. I'm pretty sure it's E. My finger would know, but I can't quite remember. I'm pretty sure it's E. You tap and that will turn the observer into like a stationary object with a slightly better sight range than an observer has normally. And then you can just park it there, and it can just keep an eye on this. And the key thing if you do that, if you can get into the habit of just regularly glancing at the mini map, because from Legion's point of view, this is what he sees on the mini map. You can see the blob that is your opponent's army. So Legion could be working away on his best, and you can see that blob right there. That's his opponent's army. If it starts to move, if you're constantly just checking that mini map, you will see that blob moving, especially if this is in like sentry mode here or something. And it just gives you that all important kind of 1 minute heads up that there is a push coming, which can give you enough time to slap down an extra shield battery, can give you enough time to get your units into position, get your control groups set up if that's what you need to do. You know, zealots out the front, stalkers behind it, sentries spread out, ready to pop the guardian shields, ready to do all of that sort of stuff. It makes a massive difference, that even just the time it takes for those units to walk across the map. If you know that that's happening, it can make a huge difference. This oracle is doing my head in. Why is it here? What's it achieving? Literally nothing. Oracles are really useful units when it comes to killing workers. They do that effectively. Really useful units for scouting because it gets both the observers. That's the Ravens come out and give them vision there. Yeah, really useful units for tagging your opponent's army. This is quite a lot of siege tanks, but they're not sieged up. Hang on. LunaZeta with an army supply of 95 and 5 siege tanks, a bunker, 4 medevacs, upgrades wise, combat shield, stim, and concussive, all done. If these tanks are sieged up, and this is in any reasonable order, hits the stim button, he should win this fight. However, the tanks are not sieged up, so there's that. There is +2 air weapons done for Legion, and Legion has a pair of carriers and a reasonable number of stalkers. But that is a hefty. Has he got zealot? He doesn't have zealot speed, no. No blink, no zealot charge, and the zealots are at the back. So in theory, this engage should absolutely go LunaZeta's way. But these siege tanks just footing about. Look, this one hasn't fired a single shot, and they're very slow to siege up indeed. Now, the problem he's got here is that the actual Marine army has thinned out a great deal. Has he got enough Marines left to take on the carriers? One carrier goes down, that's going to help a lot. Unfortunately, the medevacs are not healing the Marines. These medevacs, there's 3 medevacs there. Please heal the Marine. Oh, dude. All right, so he did win that handily. In terms of units lost, I mean, look how big that difference is. And the key reason for that, yeah, he lost a lot of Marines, but didn't lose a single siege tank. And those are the expensive things. He did lose some medevacs though, and that is slightly painful, but he kept most of the expensive units alive. The Marauders that cost gas stayed alive. The tanks stayed alive. Marines are so expendable. Look at the income here. LunaZeta's got 7.5k in the bank. He doesn't need minerals. Those Marines are meaningless. What I'd love to see is him go across the map and kill his opponent. 63. You've just crushed your opponent's army. You're not going to get a better opportunity to go and kill them. But what he doesn't have is enough Marine production. Look, all of these racks are currently idle. Literally 8k in the bank. And Marines don't cost any gas whatsoever. They are a perfect way to spend your minerals. And, how long was that? Like the best part of 30 seconds, all of these racks sitting idle. In addition to that, with this much money in the bank, you need at least another 6 barracks. At least. Build them, please. Get building stuff. But more importantly than that, go and kill him. Because the longer you know what I mean, the problem you had in that last engage was the carriers. You annihilated everything else, but the carriers lingered and they were a problem for you. So you need shooty-uppy stuff, and that's not what you're building. Look, these barracks idle again. Dude, come on. Come on. What are we thinking here? What's the thought process? You know, so the army you've got here will obliterate anything on the ground. Look at it. All this siege tankery, all this, it's a lot of marauder, isn't it? That is a lot of marauder. That can take an absolute beating. That much marauder can soak up so much fire. But have you got enough to actually kill the carriers? I don't think you do. And the siege tanks are sieging up, and they will obliterate everything on the ground. But look, everything that shoots up is not dead. You don't have a single marine left. And what are you doing about it? You're building from three barracks with 11k in the bank. Come on. Come on. Look, this is the base of somebody that has like one command center, isn't it? 311. You know, you can run 211 off a command center. 2 racks, 1 factory, 1 star portal, run off 1 CC. You've got 3 CCs. So triple the amount of production, please. Triple it. And meanwhile, over here, I mean, Legion's not really doing better. He's only got the 3 starports, but he's building mightily expensive units. And interestingly enough, carriers have one of the highest DPSs in the game. The only thing that matches them is Stim Marines. Stim Marines, they don't cost no gas. They don't. So if you turn this 11k, if you even turn half of it, yeah, it does. Huh. Yeah, indeed. If you were to turn half of those minerals into Marines, you just stim through this like it isn't there. Brutal. 200 supply of Stim Marines makes carriers look like, look like paperweights. You just stutter step in there and focused on the carriers. This, however, has this. Oh God, no. That. What did I just watch? How did whatever just actually happen? So the Marines, they're not shooting. No, they are shooting. What are they shooting? What did they shoot? Did they shoot anything? Did they shoot each other? What? I mean, to be fair, that is quite a lot of carriers. Quite a lot of carriers. Still though. Nah, it is a lot of carriers, isn't it? There's just, I mean, yeah, it's a fair few Marines. How many are in one of these tabs? Is that 12? It's like 24 Marines or something. 28 Marines, 30 Marines. You need more than that. You need like 100 Marines. You should have had 100 Marines. You can afford 100 Marines. You didn't. And now you're all dead and all. So that's what's happened. And these carriers are now just going to win. Because, you know, again, you've only got the 3 racks and like 2 of them aren't even building anything. You've got 12k and you're building 1 Marine at a time. Like, that's just not it. Build stuff. Build so much stuff. Anyway, this is going to be GG. Nothing's going to stop these carriers. It's too late now. You cannot kill that many carriers. Turning out like production from only 3 racks. You're just not going to. Look at all this stuff flying up in the air. Love it. Boom. Look, that's a fragment of racks. Let's see. Get some nice nuts and bolts coming off a factory. I was kind of hoping for like the sort of satellite dish off the top of the command center to float up there. But anyway, GG.